What up, though, Field G's, and welcome back to Luke G's Field Review. We are going to have ourselves a little fun today. We're going to start talking about some things that I think need to be addressed. We're going to address this Packers and Bears game and all the different narratives going on out there. We're going to address the Minnesota Vikings and Falcons game. We're going to address the Detroit Lions and Cardinals game. And more importantly, why people think I'm crazy for having the belief that we should blow this team or dominate in this game. So I'll make sure I clear that up for you. We need to make sure we also address the practice squad and how it's now going to be used in this game against the Cardinals, as well as injury reports and other things like that. So let's get right into it, man. Let's not waste too much time. If many of you were like me, opening night of football, you was glued to your TV, watching the Bears take on the Packers. And many of you may have heard these different narratives come out like, yeah, Packers got a legit defense. Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky trash. Yeah, the game was boring. It was a defensive game. I ain't see none of that. I didn't. What I saw was a game that was poorly coached by two head coaches. And it looked so familiar because as a Lions fan, I've seen poorly coached games and I can call them when I see them. Let's start off with the Bears and the mistakes that they made, okay? Because this is going to be more help to show you that the Packers defense is not legit. Don't let Aaron Rodgers lie to you, okay? Let's start off with the Bears. The Bears come out, and what I wanted to see is if the Bears was going to come out and establish the run. That's what my keys was for this game. Bears come out, establish the run. They do that? Nope. I wanted to see, was the Bears defense going to be fast? I thought they was okay, but nonetheless, I was sitting there waiting to see something special. Now let me get this out the way, people. Before you sit there and think that I'm finna defend Mitchell Trubisky, I'm not. I'm defending football. You can't have Mitchell Trubisky throwing the ball 45 times and run it 15. That's not winning football. And to do that in a game when you're down 7-3 is ridiculous. How do you throw the ball that much? Now some of y'all gonna say, but what about all those penalties? Yeah, let's talk about those penalties. Let's go to those penalties. When they was 1st and 40, and instead of the coach trying to take something short or intermediate to mid-range shot, he's going deep every time. And then come out on 3rd down and do what? Throw a wide receiver screen. If that didn't look like some Detroit Lions stuff, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Now, let's go and look at something else that the Bears did that they're going to look back on and regret. Why did you stop giving the ball to Montgomery? Why? Why did you stop giving that man the ball? Because he was your best option. 6 carries? 6 carries. Where was Tariq Cohen? Now, this is the scary part, people. Tariq Cohen had 8 catches for like 80 yards. 8 catches for 80 yards. He essentially has been designated theoretic. Mike Davis was LeGarrette Blount. Because every time I looked up with Mike Davis, he didn't get nothing. Why was he getting touches? And if you watched the Detroit Lions last year, you would have saw the same things that I saw, okay? Which was a team who would not feed one of their best assets in Kerryon Johnson. That's what happened this game. They just gave up on the run, okay? On top of giving up on the run, they could not find a tight end to save their life. Now, I know Trey Burton won in this game. I get it. But there was a few times where Trubisky had a clean pocket. He delivered that ball beautifully, and the receiver dropped it. There was a few times where Trubisky had bought himself a little bit of time, threw a nice little pass to a receiver, and he dropped it. This looked all familiar to me, when the truth is the real star of this game should have been a tight end. It should have been a tight end. There was a few times that Green Bay rushed 5 or 6 people and it didn't even get home. Got stopped dead at the line of scrimmage. And Trubisky then threw a terrible pass. But they never attacked the weakness of the Packers. And I thought they was going to do that. And they didn't. Which brings me to my next point about this poor coaching. Okay. There was one time where it was like 4th and 10, and they had a chance for like a 29-yard field goal, and he go for it. Why? In a game that's 7-3, why? Why go for it? Why not take the field goal, make the game 7-6, and then live to see another day? Nope. He does the total opposite. Total opposite. Shout out to the punters for playing good field position, because they was doing a good job of pinning the teams deep. Now, when we go over to this elite defense of the Packers, I'm gonna be honest. They dropped like 2 interceptions. One of them, Savage broke on the ball, which is good. He broke on it, but he should have caught it. He dropped it. Okay. Another one was where the ball was thrown directly to Kevin King. He dropped it. But if that's not enough, there was passes that Aaron Rodgers threw that the Bears defense didn't bring in. I mean, that pass that he threw up for grabs, the safety, what's his name, Bush, he looked like he was lost. And he got to be ashamed of himself. Both teams' offensive line was terrible. Both teams' head coaching was terrible. Both teams' offensive coordinators was terrible. Both teams' quarterbacks played terrible. Now, that's going to piss off a lot of people right there, especially on the Green Bay side. What you mean Aaron Rodgers played terrible? I'm going to show you how disrespectful Aaron Rodgers is. First quarter, you can tell that was all the head coach play calling. They couldn't move at all. You know what Aaron Rodgers do? He say, forget that. I'm going to take over, and I'm going to call my plays. The same plays that he probably got from Mike McCartney, the guy who he got up out of there. He took those plays, spat at the temple, and went down there and scored a touchdown. Then went back to the head coach game plan. Don't believe me? Go and look at the first quarter again and look at the second quarter and tell me that wasn't night and day. Tell me that didn't happen. Go and look at this. One of the things about this elite defense is all I kept hearing about is Darius Smith. I kept hearing about Preston Smith. They gonna do this. They gonna do that. Oh, they doing la 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 blah blah blah. Did they make a few plays here and there? Maybe. More like just pathetic play calling on both sides. And the game really came down to who was going to make a more pathetic play call. I didn't see no elite defense over there on the Packers, because I know for a fact if the Lions played them, we going to dot them up with the tight end. And once we dot them up with the tight end, now they got to turn around and they going to have to change their approach. But the Bears didn't do that. You know, they didn't do that. Where was the rest of the receivers at? Where was the inspiration? Where was the special teams at? I didn't see none of that. There was so many poorly executed plays going on both sides of that, from offense to defense. It was ridiculous. But at the end of the day, it really boiled down to head coaching. Packers defense ain't legit. Oh, they held them to 3 points. Nah. The Bears held themselves to 3 points, doing dumb stuff, poor coaching decisions. And to show you how bad the Packers coaching decisions is, let's start off with the first quarter. What was that? What was that, people? That's what we putting out here? I was loving it. As a Lions fan, I was loving it. I was in heaven watching these teams both give up sacks because the quarterbacks are just sitting up there getting teed off on. All I've been hearing all season is about our offensive line. Man, look like we ain't alone. In the words of the great late Michael Jackson, you are not alone. Because we was not alone in what I saw. I didn't see it. But let's talk about how LaFleur decided with 1 minute and 57 seconds to call a run on first down, a quick pass on second that didn't go to his best receiver. And it was incomplete and stopped the clock. And then a run on third where they can blow a timeout to get the ball back. Let's talk about that. Just absolutely poor coaching decisions. Let's talk about how the last play, Mitchell Trubisky just panicked. He panicked. He saw He saw the guy coming in and he panicked. That's the one play where I can give the defense. The pressure came, the interception was made, he panicked and threw it up for grabs. I give it to him. But to call him elite, no. To sit there and act like this is Mitchell Trubisky's fault, no. Packers couldn't run the ball. Bears never committed to it. Bears never committed to it. How do you not commit to running the ball on that team? That team. If I'm the Bears, David Montgomery would have been getting all type of carries. They ran the ball 15 times and threw it 45 times in a one possession game. Down 4. Down 4, they skipped over a field goal that would have made it down 1. They had penalty after penalty for the most stupid stuff I've ever seen in my entire life. And the Packers, I'm going to tell you right now, the Packers, that defense, yeah, I feel real good. I feel real good about the Lions. I know it's one game. I know people going to say it's just one game. But the truth is, if coaching is going to be like that, I hope they stay that way. But enough about that game. Let's talk about this Atlanta Falcons and Minnesota Vikings game, because we need to know who our enemies are. Okay? We really do. And one of the things I'm going to be looking for in that game is to see if they can do what I think the Packers and Bears couldn't do, and that's just commit to the run. They need to just commit to the run, period. Give Devin Cook the ball and whoever else you want to get the ball, but commit to it. And win the battle from throwing the ball short. Now, I expect Minnesota to do just that. Run the ball, throw it to the tight end a whole lot, hit you with the receivers in the medium to intermediate areas of the field, and then catch you slipping with one down the field. I expect to see that. That's what I expect to see. I expect to see them come out and on defense generate enough pressure around what's my man, Matt Ryan. I expect to see that pressure coming. But I also expect to see Matt Ryan standing there like a G and deliver the ball to his best assets. So how do I see the Vikings winning this game? Easy. Commit to running the ball. Don't just run it, commit to it. Find the tight end and let your two best assets at receiver work the heck out of the sidelines towards the middle of the field. How do I see the Falcons winning this game? This one is a little bit simpler. They need to really become fans of balance, because they're going to need to run the ball and test this secondary early, going deep to Julio to back him up a little bit, and then hit him with the run, hit him with the draw play. The draw play and the screen should be their best friends. They're going to win this game, because that's how you slow that pass rush down. Get everybody feeling confident running by, and somebody right up the gut, draw, boom. That's what I expect to see for them to win the game. But I also expect to see a game that lets us know what the competition looks like in the NFC North. The NFC North is not no easy division to be in no more, ladies and gentlemen. I'm expecting to see the Falcons and the Vikings battling it out. But I expect to see the Falcons try to do their best impersonation of the 2000 Ravens and get pressure on Kirk Cousins. They need to find a way to generate pressure consistently. So that's what I see in that game. Who am I picking? You got to be in my pick'em leagues to find out. All right? Make sure you join the pick'em league, man. Now, let's get off to this game, because this is the game. This game I've been talking about all week. I've been talking about it on every channel. We're going to talk about it again on pre-game, post-game, and so forth and so on. This game that I'm talking about is the Detroit Lions versus the Arizona Cardinals. And I had so many people who felt that a win is a win. And as long as they get a win in the NFL, that's all that matters. And I took a second to think about that. And I said to myself, that's not acceptable for me. That can't be acceptable for me. As a Lions fan, that can't be acceptable for you. First reason is you can't be accepting your coach coming out struggling against another rookie coach in a rookie quarterback. You can't do that, especially a team that don't have its two best starting corners out there. You can't come out struggling with that, okay? You can't come out and take an L to this team. Not for the second year, Matt Patricia, and get a chance to get on the bus or the plane. You should be fired immediately. If you go through, and this is to the Cardinal fans who ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say here, tell me, how do the Cardinals win this game? Because to me, it's gonna boil down to them utilizing their tight end against our secondary. I'm sorry, against our linebacking core to expose us. Who is y'all tight end? Why should I be worried about them? Okay? It's going to take y'all, and I mean by y'all, the Cardinals fan base, it's going to take that Cardinals offensive line to keep our defensive line off of them. Kyler Murray going to get used to running, just like Michael Jackson got used to moonwalking. Okay? Show me where y'all match up, where y'all should win a matchup at. Running the ball? No. No. You're not going to run the ball on Mike Daniels, Snacks Harrison, Ashawn Robertson, Trey Flowers, Romeo Corey. You ain't running the ball on that. No way you running the ball on that. You should not be allowed to, or the defensive coordinator should be fired. Somebody needs to get fired. You want to tell me, oh, our receivers are going to kill y'all secondary. All right. Then you telling me your quarterback got time. But wait a minute. Y'all offensive line not going to hold up on that. Okay, you want to know why Luke feel like this should be a beatdown, a blowout? Why by winning by double digits is so important? It's because if the Lions are going to be a legitimate contender, you need to show up and beat down the teams that you're better than. Like for example, let's say I'm 6 feet, right? And Yao Ming and I decide to have a game where I have to try to get past him every time and dunk at 6 feet. And I can't touch him. What's the odds of me jumping over Yao Ming's with his hands up? Not good. Not likely. Right? Let me give you a better example. What if I were to tell you that you can win $100 that you couldn't dunk on the 3-year-old? You would think, oh, that's easy money. Well, that's how I look at this team. I got people telling me don't sleep on the Cardinals. I'm like, I'm in a coma. I'm asleep. I'm out. Lights out. Dead to right. I mean, I'm not losing no sleep over y'all, man. Y'all not know, but the Cardinals is not a team for us to be worried about. We can't be concerned with the Cardinals. The Cardinals. And this brings me to my next point. The Detroit Lions every year start off slow. You want to change that fortune? Start off fast for once. Start off fast, quicker, faster, more explosive than the other team so that you can put everybody on notice. Because right now we're not doing that. You want me to be a believer in the Detroit Lions and my prediction that they're going 11-5? Then start right here. Because if you go through the entire schedule, you're not going to tell me that the Cardinals is a harder game than the Chargers, Eagles, Kansas City, Green Bay, Bears. You ain't finna tell me these are harder games. So this is a team you need to beat down. One, it's going to build confidence for the players. Let them feel what it's like to be in front of the A-ball for once. See, here are the things I'm expecting to see in this game off rip. This is just me. I want to see how many yards we get when we rush on first down. Because if we're getting good yardage, like 4 yards a pop on first down rushing, it's a long day. And fantasy football people should be excited. I'm looking to see if they commit to that run. I'm looking to see who gonna eat. Because as far as I'm concerned, everybody should eat. Carry-on should eat. Tight end should eat. Receivers should eat. Seriously. The Cardinals don't got enough. People telling me, oh, you need to be worried about Chandler Jones. You need to be worried about Terrell Suggs. And they need to be worried about playing run defense. Then when they finally figure out how to do that, they need to be worried about how to try to stop the tight ends. Then when they finally do that, we should be picking on the rookie cornerback. See, there's too many ways that the Lions can carve this up. They can literally carve this thing up right now, eat some of it in the morning for breakfast, some for lunch, and then a little bit for dinner. But either way, they should eat. This should be a win. This should be a beatdown. If the Detroit Lions come out and have a game like how the Bears and the Packers had, I'm concerned. I'm real concerned. Because the truth is, there's no way we should be winning games 10-3 against the Cardinals. Not the Cardinals. And I don't want to hear, oh, but it's week 1. Spare me that. Spare me that. I already don't see enough of the Cardinals to know that they are still a raw young team. They shouldn't be allowed to just storm out there and look like they've been here for years. No. It should be a welcome party to the rookie quarterback and the head coach. Okay? It should be. And if we're not eating, I'm depressed, I'm angry, and I'm peed off. Because that should not be the case. Now, another big reason why I feel this way is because what did the Lions go out and do? They went out and added a quarterback to their practice squad. Right? And if they went out and added a quarterback to the practice squad, you may be saying, well, what's so special about that? It's the former quarterback, Kenoff, from the Cardinals. And when they asked the head coach of the Cardinals how much of the offense does Kenoff know, his response was everything. Yep. Everything. Now, he could have just been saying that so he can have Detroit feel confident about themselves. But I started to believe that he's telling the truth, because if I'm trying to prepare a quarterback to be able to take over in case something goes wrong, wouldn't you teach him everything? So now you got an inside source who should know everything about this offense. How do you not win by double digits? They don't have enough talent between the suspensions and the injuries and the young players that they got over there to cause us problems. They don't. We match up position by position with them really well. Our receivers against their cornerbacks, ours is better. Our cornerbacks against their receivers, ours is better. Our D-line against their O-line, ours is better. I mean, let's be honest. Our offensive line against their D-line, ours should be better. It just is what it is. Seriously. And on top of that, let's talk about some of the other things that's happened, because the Detroit Lions have been real petty lately. They picked up wide receiver Marvin Hall from the Atlanta Falcons. And I think that they did this just because the Falcons picked up Brandon Powell. And they really wanted Brandon Powell on the practice squad. So they said, since you picked up Brandon Powell, we're going to take one of your guys. I mean, it just seems like they're being real petty to me. But the crazy part is, for those guys to get here, they released wide receiver Jonathan Duhart and running back Mark Thompson. And I know there's a lot of people who fall in love with the player, but I fall in love with football first. Mark Thompson is Mike Davis. He has to have more versatility to be on this team. It's the reason why they brought in JD. And don't get comfortable with a lot of these other players, because moves to be made. It's going to be some trades made. It's going to be some more players picked up. So don't fall in love with these people, okay? Because you're going to find out real quick that those same people you fall in love with may not be here. Go and look at their contract, and that'll let you know. Just because they made the initial 53-man roster, don't mean they're going to be on the final 53-man roster. The key word is initial. Okay? But to those people who don't understand what I mean by the Lions should win by double digits, and I'm cocky and arrogant about it, I am. Because I'm changing the standard. My standard and my expectations are higher. I expect too much from this team. Now, if I'm one of them people out here screaming they going 6-10, 3-13, 2-14, and Lord knows whatever else I come with, 0-11, here's looking at you, ESPN simulator, then I can understand why any win would be cool to you. But I'm not that guy. I'm saying 11 wins, and it starts with this one. Go in there and stump them out. Let everybody else know who you are. Put them on notice. Ain't no need to go in there and be vanilla. It's time to go in there and show up and show out. Okay? Don't get caught up in this I don't want to show too much because this team is a lesser team than me. That's how you lose games. Anybody who is okay with just a win, that's a loser's mentality. That's a loser's mentality. How is that a loser's mentality, Luke? They won. Well, so did the Rams, even though we know that was a bad call. And then they get into the very next game that look like what? A hot joke. Don't tell me about, a win is a win. No, how you win it, when you win it, the way you win it, it matters. It matters. It needs to happen. And this needs to start now. I'm tired of having the low expectations be verified by people who don't even waste their energy to get out their bed to do research. Here's looking at you, local media. Okay? I'm tired of it. I watched those two teams play in the Packers and the Bears, and I swear, if it was game one, I know. But if that had been us on the opposite side of either one of those teams, I would have expected us to win 24-3 or 24-10. Because that was bad coaching on every level. David Montgomery out here giving you the best that he got like he Anita Baker. And meanwhile, y'all just start handing him the ball. 6 carries. You know how many times that man was tackled in the backfield and broke that and got back to the line of scrimmage and passed it? And he got 6 carries. You throw the ball. Man, listen. People, it's too much to cover in this little bit of time. I'm trying to hurry up. Also, let me just put this out here, people. If you're not subscribed to the people in the DSA, I don't know what you're doing. You need to go tell your friends, and they friends to join the DSA and be a part of this Lions community. Because I'm telling you, it's stuff happening and you missing out on it. Now let's get on to the injury report. It has already been said that Deshaun Hand has been ruled out for Sunday's game against the Arizona Cardinals. Frank Ragnow is questionable. Jared Davis, I think, was questionable, if I'm not mistaken. But on the other end, the Cardinals, this great Cardinal team that everybody acting like it's so scary. You got to keep an eye out for them. Like the air raid offense is so new. Go ask Chip Kelly how that worked out. This thing been around for years and it's just not doing what you think it's going to do. The success of it requires a lot of special players. And he went out and got a lot of special. He lost one for the season in Hakeem Butler. Yeah, they got Kurt. Yeah, they still got Andy Isabella. They still got Larry Fitzgerald. But this air raid offense should be able to be stumped out. Okay? It should be stumped out and it should be burned up. Okay? But they just lost another offensive lineman. An offensive tackle at that. I expect to see Kyler Murray doing a whole lot of dancing. I mean a whole lot. I mean, it should look like a scene out of Breaking. Okay? It really should. It should look like a scene from Beat Street. You know, that's for my guys who was born in the 80s and the 70s when Beat Street and Breaking came out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It should look like that. Every time you see him, he should be getting hit and getting off the ground like a transformer trying to go in from robot to car mode. Okay? This should be a beatdown, people. The injuries are there. The setup is there. This is a year the Lions have a chance to change all their fortune in one season. It happens every year. Teams go from last to first all the time. The only reason we was last in the division last year is because the Packers had the audacity to have a tie. If they don't tie, they're last in the division. Why? We swept them. Their record would have been worse. But guess what? They had a tie. They didn't lose. They certainly didn't win. It's a tie. So, you know, I don't want to hear these excuses, man. I don't, you know, I'm not here to make excuses for our Lions or anything like that. The table is set. The candle is lit. The music is playing. Okay? The waiter has already got your order. The wine is out. It's chilled. Everything is set up for y'all to eat. Go out there and consume the meal. I don't understand how this is hard for people, man. I don't understand why this is so hard for people. So what am I going to be looking for in this game? What is our head coach doing? Are we committed to the run? Are we committed to balance? If I look up and Stafford threw the ball 45 times like Mitchell Trubisky, I got concerns. Now, part of it may say, well, they ain't got their best corners. Wouldn't you want to throw more? Nope. Because I believe that sometimes you create habits. This is not one of them games where you need to throw the ball 45 times. Okay? This is not. And for somebody to say something crazy like, oh, you just want Stafford to be a game manager. Every quarterback is a game manager. Okay? The Packers just won 10-3. Let's not play ourselves. Now, I don't want to keep y'all too much longer, man. I just wanted to put that out there. Make sure that y'all stay tuned because I got so much more coming. And you know, I just wanted to give y'all something a little bit different, something that y'all can rock with while y'all in the car, man. While y'all at work with y'all headphones on. Just wanted to give y'all something a little different. And so I decided to give you another podcast. Okay? And I hope y'all enjoy it, man. I got much more coming. With that being said, check my description out. All DSA members are in there. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you don't miss no videos from Luke G in the field review. And also, make sure if you have not, join that Pick'em League. You got all the way until 12:50 to join on Sunday before the first game even start and get your picks in. So get it done, people. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for now. And remember, don't be no chump. Please. Please do your research.